Welcome to the lesson overview 4.03 Trigonomic Ratios Part 2. In this lesson, we're going to determine the unknown side lengths in a right triangle using the trigonomic ratios that we learned in our previous lesson. So here we are looking, for tan z. So if we're looking for our tangent, we want to do opposite over adjacent. So let's go ahead and first of all, we're going to look for z. So we know that this is our theta or our referenced angle. And then we're going to look for the opposite. So we want the one that's not touching it. And we're going to look for the adjacent. So that's going to not be our hypotenuse, but it's going to be the other leg next to our angle. So that means that we're going to do 21 divided by 28. And if we want to use a calculator, we can definitely do that. Let's look at what that looks like. So 21 divided by 28 is 0.75. Here we're looking for cosine C. For cosine C, C is our referenced angle. For cosine, we want adjacent over hypotenuse. So we're going to look for our adjacent angle. So not our hypotenuse yet. We want this adjacent angle. So in our calculator, we're going to do 16. And then we want our hypotenuse. So this is going to be our hypotenuse. We want 34. It looks like that comes out to about 0.47 for our cosine here. Here we want sine C. So our theta or our referenced angle is C. To find the ratio of sine, let's write that down. We're going to say opposite over hypotenuse. So looking at reference C, we want the opposite, and then we want the hypotenuse. So when we open up our calculator, we're going to divide 28 by 35, and we get 0.8. Here we want tan x. Okay, so that means x is our theta or our referenced angle. For tan, we want opposite over adjacent. So we're going to find the opposite. So x is our theta. We're going to look opposite, the one that's not touching it. So we want 32. And then we want the adjacent, so not the hypotenuse, but the one next to the referenced angle, which is x. When we open up our calculator, we're going to say 32 divided by 24. For our cosine, we want to do a cosine A, so there's our theta, and cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So the first one that we're going to look for is the adjacent. So that's the one next to our referenced angle. And then we want the hypotenuse. That's the longest line. When we open our calculator, we're going to do 30 divided by 34. Here we have sine A. So referenced angle is A. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the first thing we're going to do is find our opposite. So here's our referenced angle. We're going to look opposite of our referenced angle. That's 32. And then we're going to look for our hypotenuse, our longest line, which is 40. So we're going to say 32 divided by 40. Here we're looking for sine Z. So here's our referenced angle. Sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. So we're going to look at Z. I'm going to find the opposite line. That one's right there. Our opposite side, our opposite line segment is 24. And our hypotenuse, which is our longest line, that's going to be 40. So then opposite is 24 divided by 40. Sine C. Pause the video and see if you can do this one on your own. All right, let's do one more. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. We're looking for cosine Z. Z is our theta, or our referenced angle. So we're going to look at our adjacent line. And then we're going to divide that by our hypotenuse. So that's going to give us the ratio 24 divided by 30. As always, let me know if you have any questions on this assignment. You can text me or send me an email.